Hello everyone, this is Darwell20, and welcome to episode 10 of Darwell20's Dyson Sphere program Let's Play series, where today I think I've prepped most of the things that I wanted to prep in advance of traveling to another planet. So what I did is, between episodes, I crafted a bunch of stuff. I wanted to make sure I had plenty of Tesla towers, plenty of wind turbines, plenty of thermal power plants, plenty of miners, plenty of conveyor belts and sorters, plenty of storage containers, plenty of arc smelters, all the things that we're going to need to establish a remote base on this planet. And in addition to all those pre-crafted components, I made sure to grab a bunch of other things that we're going to want to have with us so that I can craft more if I happen to be up there and be like, oh, I forgot to get this item. Now I'll have that item and it's good. Oh man, look. The big thing is the big planet up there, the big gas giant is kind of rising. So I also knocked out, as you saw just as we began the episode, I knocked out a couple upgrades. I think I added inventory capacity 2, I added energy circuit 2, so we can, you know, do a little bit better there. When do I get drive engine 3? That's not until we get yellow research. I could maybe look at getting some faster drone engines and communication control, which would give me more drones, 2 more construction drones. I mean, pretty cool. The other thing I might want to do, veins utilization is a nice one. This is a nice research line. It reduces ore consumption. So basically, like, it's more efficient, your mining. When you mine ores, it'll use less of the vein. Right? Like, I think there might be like a net loss or a bit of waste going on here when this thing mines, and that reduces that waste maybe, or makes it more efficient so that basically the veins last longer, and also increases the speed of your miners so that they operate more quickly, which, I mean, is always a nice thing. So let's go check out up here. I like to check my solar panels at the poles every now and then just to make sure that they are doing what I hope they're doing, which is running a lot of the time. Oh yeah, look at this. Nice. So the theory is that being up here by the poles, like, we can even see it, how the planet's turning right now. The sun's always in line of sight, I think, depending on the rotation of the planet relative to the sun, right? So, and here's a big thing, by the way. I don't think if you're behind the gas giant, it actually blocks the sunlight. I think that is an accurate statement. At least it used to be. I don't know if that's something they will add in the future or not, but as it sits right now, if the moon is on the other side of the gas giant, like if it was over here being blocked by the sun, the solar panels still actually operate, which you wouldn't think that they should, but they do. So just as an FYI, that's a thing. So today's episode, we're heading to Ep10, the first, little planet in the solar system. We're gonna set up our first remote planet, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm also gonna grab some silicon, because how hard would it be to knock out a few of these bad boys? I can make like 20 of these, and that would be cool. That could be cool. What were they also? Circuits, I think? Yes. Just restock my circuits a little bit. And that's nice. I'll hang on to that 100 silicon. I'm gonna plop down more solar panels up here. Just because veins utilization, huzzah! Each mining operation consumes fewer veins and the mining speed is faster. Awesome. I'm gonna plop down just a few more solars here, because I can. Now, at some point, you're no longer at the pole, right? So just be aware of that. It's pretty obviously a thing that'll happen. I might move you here, just so I can sneak 2 more of these guys in. Cool beans. Yeah, building at the pole is absolutely harder than it looks sometimes because of the way the grid snapping works. And I don't think you can avoid grid snapping. You're just gonna have to kind of deal with it. But you can't. There's some tricks you can pull to make things a little bit easier. But long story short, you kind of just have to wing it. Lack of item. Am I done crafting them all? Okay. So I placed down all 20 of those already. Those 20 solar panels did not last very long. But hey, it helps. It helps. Our situation right now with power is doing a little bit better. That's nice. I think I will kick off the communication control and the drone engines. I will queue both of those up just so we can, you know, build things faster. All right, now that we've gotten ourselves a little bit more power here on the main planet, which is nice, let's look at going to another place. All right, let's do a quick inventory check to make sure we have everything we might need before we go to another planet. Number one, make sure you bring enough fuel. Extra fuel is always a good thing to bring when you're heading to another planet because flying off that planet and back here is going to be very power hungry, especially early on, like, you know, where we are right now. So, long story short, make sure to have lots of fuel. You will thank me for telling you to do that, because getting stranded on a remote planet is not good. Make sure you've got plenty of resources to craft things while you're there, or at least make sure you've got a bunch of things that are already crafted so that you're ready to build out on that remote planet. I'm bringing a bunch of windmills, and I'm also bringing some thermal power plants. We'll either run based on coal or wind power, or probably a combination of each. You'll notice I'm not bringing a lot of solar panels, even though the planet specifies that it's really good for solar, which would make absolute sense because it's sitting right next to the sun. Let's see, I know there's a way to maybe potentially, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so this guy has a really nice bit of, so the wind is not great, it's only 70%, which means you're only going to get 70% as much power from the wind turbines as you would in a normal environment, but you get a lot more solar power, right? So 136%, so using solar panels will be better. That said, solar panels are tricky to make without silicon, and that's why we're going to that planet to get more silicon. So we'll see about adding solar panels at some point in the future. Let's go ahead and take off, because I'm pretty sure I've got a pre-flight check in place. Good, my drones are nice and cooking now. I've got all the components I might need or want in order to go with me. Now, I'm sure I forgot something. I'm going to get over there and be like, oh, I don't have this, and we're going to have to fly back to our base. That's what happens sometimes. But let's do this. And I think if we bring up our map here, this might be newish, so I'm checking out something new to me. But I think indicator? What's that do? That's neat looking. Oh, hey, look. Oh, that's cool. It draws a little line with arrows that point you to where to go. Look at the arrows. That's how to get to it. It's telling you how to get to it. That's actually really nice, because one of the things in the earlier alphas of this game is it wasn't easy to find where you were heading. So that's kind of cool. So all we got to do to blast off is just hold space like we saw the one time when we unlocked flight mode, and we will transition into flying off the planet. Look at that. Sweet. And hey, look, it even gives me an AU indicator with an estimated ETA. So at my current speed, it looks like it's going to take me about 3 minutes to fly over there. But don't worry, I'm not flying anywhere near as fast as possible. So you can see on the bottom right, target distance AU, current destination ETA, yaw, pitch, bias. That's kind of cool, actually. So basically what you want to do is put your cursor over the planet you're heading to. New tutorial. There we go. The mouse is now locked by default. You can use tab to switch between mouse lock. Hold down the forward key to make the mech sailing direction turn in the front of the camera. Hold shift key to accelerate, backward key to slow. So long story short, this is how you have fly mode engaged. What you want to do is basically position your cursor over the planet and hold forward, and that'll fly towards it. Now, if you want to speed up, you can see our sail speed at the moment is 100 meters per second. So, as you would expect in space, you know, you don't really lose momentum. But if you hold shift, you'll see how quickly you're draining your power. And we'll obviously speed up a lot faster now, right? Look how fast my power is draining. See that? And at this tech level that we're at, the sail speed is capped out at a point. Now make sure that you don't overshoot the planet. It's very easy to do. And slowing down also takes energy. So basically, you want to be careful about not draining your energy all the way like I just did. It was very stupid of me to do that, but that's okay. If you smack into the planet really sharp, your mech will land on it just fine. You don't have to slow down before you land, which is cool. And hey, look, we're on a lava planet. Sweet. Let's check this place out. So what we're looking for is silicon and titanium. So what I'd like to do, looking at the screen over here, we can see we have a little bit of silicon, which makes me very nervous because we really don't have much silicon in this entire solar system. We only have what's on this planet, which is the 532,000. It sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot. So we're going to have to go to other solar systems at some point. But looking at that, I can assume there's maybe 1 or 2 veins. Yes, just one vein. We can see it right here. This silicon vein contains 532,000 silicon. This is the only batch of silicon on this planet, in this solar system at all. We're going to have to go to other solar systems in order to have a better time. Now, is there titanium near that? Ish. There's some titanium over here, which is cool. A couple titanium veins over there. Lots of titanium on this planet, so not too worried about that. So what we want to do is head for this silicon vein, which I should be, I hope, heading for at this point. Am I headed in the right direction? It's sometimes tricky-ish to find out where you're headed. Where did that silicon go? I have completely lost my silicon. There it is. So we're heading this way now. There we go. Silicon vein. Nice. So remember, back at my main base, we're basically mining stone and converting 10 stone into 1 silicon ore. Now we can get this going. So what we're going to want to do is set up a couple things. First off, we're going to want to try to maximize this vein, because we know that this is the only silicon vein that we have access to. So we're going to want to mine it as much as we can, right? We want to try and surround this thing with as many, and try and be as nearly efficient as possible. That should be good. Cool. And then I'm going to use Mark II belts here. And basically what I'll probably want to do is I might do a Mark III belt coming off of this one. And then we'll do a couple Mark II belts coming off this way. Like this. And then this belt can come to here. See how much better the drones are doing now that I upgraded them? It's the best. Now if we upgrade these two, because I connected these with Mark II belts, it overwrote these guys to be Mark II belts. I want them all to be Mark IIIs. So now we have a Mark III belt coming off of here, and this is where my smelting operation will occur. Right? So now let's get these guys connected up with power, which should look good. Cool. Now my problem is we don't have enough power, which is, you know, a surprise to no one because I haven't set up my windmills yet. So let's see what we can do by way of windmills. Pretty sure what we're going to want to do is something like this, right? Oh wait, that's not windmills. So it's not going to let me place it too close to things. But I like to kind of snap to the grid lines that exist on the planet here. Now you'll notice that occasionally you run into a little bit of a problem. Just because we're sort of getting close to the pole up there. It's not the end of the world, but it's absolutely a thing. Cool. So these guys are not going to be very efficient because, you know, of where we happen to be. But now we should be connected to everything, and we're starting to get our silicon. Nice. So we still have plenty of power generation, right? These 5 miners are only, you know, power loading up a little bit. It's not a terrible amount of power being used up. We might probably want to have, you know, some other stuff going on, probably pole power or coal power, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. So let's just do this. Okay. And what I'll probably do, Mark II might be cool to do. See, we should really be running east and west is what we should be doing. Because remember, I told you want to run east and west with your buildings, right? I definitely said that. And we're going to follow Dyer's own advice. Cool. And then I'm going to do something like this and this. Alright, so your job is going to smelt silicon ore into high purity silicon. Okay. With a, I think, Mark 1 rate of transfer. So now I should be able to copy this like so, and then copy this one like so. And that is pretty awesome, right? How great is that? And then you, sir, can do something like that. Now, we are already suffering for power. We already have, you know, hit a power problem that we'll just have to deal with. But hopefully that's enough to really build up a ton of silicon. Look at that. How cool is that? Now, this is absolutely going to be expanded and absolutely going to be modified in the future. Okay? Because eventually we're going to have interplanetary logistics here. And their job is going to be to move stuff from one planet to the next. But we haven't unlocked that technology yet. We'll get there. Let me just throw down all my windmills, because I went ahead and crafted them all, so I might as well use them all. You can see we're starting to flicker, which means that we're approaching a break-even point on power gen with power usage. How am I for windmills, by the way, at the moment? We've got 11 remaining. So we can throw down a few more, right? And some people were like, why aren't you using more windmills on your main base, on your main planet? And the answer is they just take up a lot of space on the planet. And eventually windmills aren't all that useful. They're nice for remote outposts like this, that just have a few things going on. Like, I'm just mining silicon. And in a moment, I'll be just mining titanium, right? So it's nice to have that kind of setup for, like, I've got a few things, I'm gonna, you know, use windmills, because, I mean, they don't generate a lot of power, but they do take up a lot of space on your planet. So that's why I'm not really using them much on my starter planet. Solar's really good in terms of space to energy production, and obviously so is coal, so yeah, definitely cool. Now what we're going to want to do is find the nearest titanium vein and kind of set up the same process, right? Kind of set up the same process. So I think I saw there was one not too far. Yeah, right about here is a nice titanium vein. So let's go ahead. And by the way, I can use that to charge my mecha if I want. Ah, nice. And we're gonna kind of set up the same kind of deal here, right? Now I might wind up moving this. We might put it like up here-ish or something like that, because I want to basically surround this dude as well with as many, you know, miners as we can fit. This thing has like a little bit of an awkward positioning to it, but I think we can make it happen. And you don't really have to go too crazy on the whole miner thing, especially early on, but eventually you're going to want to be as optimal as possible, so if you've got the time and the means to do it at this stage, you might as well get it in place for what's going to be, you know, a very nice and efficient system. So we'll do Mark 3s here, right? And then we'll probably have a couple Mark 2s. See, we're already getting low on Mark 2s. Now you're going to want to be upgraded so that you're a Mark 3. And this is why you bring enough resources to do more crafting for you. Like, do you absolutely need this much stuff? Definitely not. Definitely not. especially at this early stage. You don't need this many belts and everything. Like, you don't need it to be perfect. Cool. But at some point, we're going to just be happy that we spent the time getting this up and running, so we might as well leave it. Cool. So you should be able to see the gist of what I'm doing here, right? So we've got a couple Mark IIs that then feed into Mark III's belts, and they are going to be, you know, kind of running the show. Now what we want to do is kind of like we did before, where I'll do some Mark II belts. We'll run them out to about here. Just make sure that we've got everything kind of lined up the way we want it. And we can use low-tier Mark I sorters because, remember, they will not cost as much energy as the other sorters do, right? I should have set you to titanium before I did this, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Where is titanium? Did I not learn titanium smelting yet? Do we not know? Oh, we did not learn titanium smelting yet. Well, no time like the present. Let's make it happen. Is good now? Cool. Alright, so in a moment we'll be able to do titanium smelting, but we might as well get you placed here and get 1, 2 feeding into there with some power. Nice. Cool. So titanium smelting research in progress. Back in a minute. Alright, titanium smelting complete, which looks good to me, which means that we're now ready to designate you as a titanium smelter, and we can just copy that down the line. Cool? Now, how's our power situation? Not nearly what it should be. Right? I mean, we are definitely choking on power just a smidge, right? Now, and that's funny because we've already backstuffed silicon. Like, how cool is that? That is exceedingly cool, is the answer that you're looking for. We've already filled up this storage container. Now, if we wanted to really fill up storage, don't forget storage containers can stack. Okay? I'm not going to do that. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because sooner than later, I'm going to want to set up interplanetary logistics, which is its own storage system. And it will store the stuff for us in an interplanetary logistics building. We haven't gotten into logistics yet, even planetary logistics, so you're not quite... If you've never played or seen this game before, you're probably wondering, like, alright, what... I'm confused, right? But we'll get there, don't worry, and you'll see that there's a reason that I'm doing what I'm doing. Now, what I would like to do is bring some silicon and titanium back with me to my main planet so that we can start to proceed. Now, you'll notice, look at that, you can even see ACAB 3 and 4 all the way up there. Look at that. And I can even set a waypoint to it from here. That's cool. It's 4 that I want to wind up going to. Nice. All right. So let me get a few things here going on. 66% satisfaction. Not even close. Not even close. Should we real quick set up something coal power? I'm assuming there's coal on this planet, and hopefully not too far away. There is coal? Yes, there's 181,000 coal. So there's coal, but there's not a lot of coal. What I'm going to say is I'm going to hold off then, because there's so little coal on this planet. I don't really want to set that up right now because reasons, right? I just don't. It's what I don't want to do. It sounds like I know I'm going to need lots of power when we get to the planetary logistics stuff, and I want to hold off on, well, I mean, how much coal tapping on can we do? I'm assuming it won't burn much by way of coal. Where's the coal vein? Looks like there's one all the way over there. That's probably the only one on the planet. Alright, let's do this. I was gonna hold off. You get connected, right? I didn't misclick that? No, you don't. Isn't this planet cool, though? There's the coal veins. Like, the first time I came to, like, a lava planet or something like that, I was very enamored with how cool it was. Because my first thought was, like, dude, this planet is so different, as you would expect from the planet that we start on. I can't wait to see what other planets are out there. And you should not be surprised to learn that there's a lot of other cool planets out there. Alright, so now let's set up on our coal veins here. There we go. Sweet. Now I'm going to go ahead and suspect. How many do you do per minute? Like 100-ish? I guess we could do Mark III. Now let's make sure we're going east and west here, right? So which direction am I facing? Yeah, so we want to go this way. Follow Dyer's advice with east and west. I promise you'll be happy you did. Now, if we wanted to, we could probably just... I need a few more of these. Just a few more. If we wanted to... Let's make sure that you're a Mark III. Yes. Good, good, good. See how much faster we're building stuff? It's so good. I'm telling you, when you get these things upgraded, they are really quick. So let's do... Nope, not you. You... and you. So very similar design to what I did before, right? With Mark II belts. Kind of going out to here. Like that. See why I said bring extra components in case you didn't have enough? And then your job will be to make energetic graphite. Boop. Boop. How great is all that, huh? I should have waited for the belts to get placed before I did too much, but you get the idea. That looks good? Cool. And then, if we wanted to, we could store it, but I don't see a need to, really. So what we'll do is just, off of this thing... we will have, these guys... these guys collide with another object, huh? It might be the north-south-ishness of it, which is no big deal. And if we want to flatten this terrain, we can. Let's make sure that we are hiding veins. Cool. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll do Mark 6s into the first ones. Or Mark 3s, I'm sorry. And then from there, we can probably just do Mark 2s. I call Mark 6s because they're in position 6, but you know what I mean. Cool. So now all you guys should be generating power, and now our power load is 37% of what we're capable of producing. Now I'm assuming, I'm pretty sure it's an accurate statement to say that when we don't need power, these things, you know, consume fuel slower. Like, if I were to put you over here by yourself and put fuel in you, see how it's not burning it at all? And now it is. So I think that's cool, right? Perfect. Alright, good deal. I like it. Alright, now let's collect. So now we've got plenty of power production going on down on this planet. For now, at least. We've got a healthy amount of silicon and titanium production going on. Let's bring some of that stuff back to our main base. And the way I'm going to do that is just grab a bunch. That sound cool? I'm going to drop you on the ground. I want 2 fully open things. So if I do... Actually, you know what? Close. Yeah, I could probably just drop you on the ground and clean it up. Right? So now I've got that many. Cool. So we'll get that much titanium, and we'll get that much silicon. And now we're ready to bring these resources back to our main planet manually. So let's blast off here. So head towards our planet, right? There we go. We're headed in the right direction now. We're going to activate our solar sail, which will speed us up quite a bit. Now, trust me, if you overshoot the planet, you're going to regret it, especially if you run low on fuel, because it takes, look at my power, it takes a lot to turn. See how much fuel it takes to turn, especially when you're moving at a high rate of speed, which makes sense, you know, from a physics perspective. So long story short, especially early on when you don't have a ton of power gen, like, we're doing pretty good on power gen right now. There will be a lot more power capabilities in the near future. You know, at this stage, though, you don't want to go too crazy. Also, keep in mind that, like, the planets are continuously revolving and moving around the sun, so the distance from ACAB 1 to ACAB 4 is going to be different. Like, at their closest point, you know, 1 will be here and 4 will be here. We're kind of at their furthest point right now. So I don't know what the AU distance was between these 2 planets when we first flew over there, but I'm suspecting this is a slightly longer flight. And I'm trying to keep my power not too bad, because course corrections do cost power. So keep yourself at, like, at most, a quarter power remaining. Or I guess at least a quarter power remaining. So we're about to land back on our planet. I just love the whole flying from one planet to another thing. Just wait until we unlock warp drive and go to other stars. Oh, it's so fun. It's so good. It's so good. Woo! Hello. We made it. Did you miss me, planet? I bet you did. Now, I'm going to store my titanium and silicone right in here, right? Now, these things here that are, like, stored, and I don't even know why I still have them. I mean, that's cool. Can I smelt with... Alright, good deal. I can smelt that stuff manually. Good to know. And, you. Can I throw this extra stuff in here? Look at everything backstuffed on my planet right now because all my machines have stopped running, which is cool. Which is 100% cool. Can I somehow get rid of all these things in a way that makes sense to somebody? Hopefully. I just don't want to destroy these magnets. I'd like to actually do something with them. And I know a lot of things need magnets, so should be able to... Yeah, you need magnets. Sweet. Pretty darn close. Cool. Okay. That's good enough for me. I'm just gonna destroy the rest of them, because it doesn't really matter. We don't have unlimited, though. There is a limit on resources. Hey, what are you choking on? Are you choking on hydrogen over here? That might be the case. You know what I bet happened? I know exactly what happened. We backstuffed on refined fuel. And as a result, can you go higher? No, but we can research. verticality. For 600, huh? It's expensive. Very soon, we're going to start consuming these things a lot, and we're going to be burning through our refined oil a little bit more. But what we could do, instead of saying verticality, lack of item. Good, that's what I wanted to see. There you go. Now you guys should get back to making hydrogen for me. This is always the balancing act in this stage of the game, is getting your refined oil and hydrogen, producing in a way that's, you know, sensical. There will be points where you're like, I've got way too much refined oil, not nearly enough hydrogen, like we're at right now. And then there will be points where you are having the opposite problem, where you have way too much hydrogen and not nearly enough refined oil. So, trust me, that's going to be a back and forth pretty soon. Okay, cool. So, hey, look, we've got all the titanium things, all the silicon things. Our next major goal here, then, should be to get interplanetary logistics going, but that's going to need yellow research cubes. Okay, now yellow research cubes are here. So in order to unlock that, okay, because to make yellow research cubes, we need these two crystals. So there's high strength crystals, which are a combination of that yellow gem and titanium. So titanium is a component in making yellow research cubes, okay? And then polymer engineering is how we get this yellow crystal. It's plastic, refined oil, and water. Okay, and as you may recall, we're already making plastic, but we need to unlock the ability to make this. We need to activate you as a research, we need to enqueue you as a research, and enqueue you as a research, and then one other thing we might need is diamonds, and I want to say diamonds is up here. Yes, diamonds. It's basically processed energetic graphite. So energetic graphite turns into diamonds. We can queue that guy up too. That'll also give us crystal silicon, which is a material we're going to need for energy storage, which are basically batteries. Cool? So we have a lot of research to kick off in order to get to the point where we can actually make the components needed to set up interplanetary logistics, which is a good time. Now, do I have everything I need in order to make planetary logistics? Because you need steel, yes. Titanium we now have, yes. Did I set up particle containers? I may not have set these up yet. I think I said I would, because they're so separate, right? So particle containers are made as a combination of graphene, which is way over there, and electromagnetic turbines, which are right here. So, two options. One, I can make another electromagnetic turbine maker, because electromagnetic turbines are effectively just copper and steel, and that's it. You just have to, you know, set up the right ratios. So what I could do is, if there's a copper and iron vein up here, we could quickly work together to make that a thing. I don't really see one, though. Or what we could do is get our first planetary logistics setup going and use planetary logistics to make this crafting happen. And I think that's probably what I'm going to want to do. So I think it's going to be next episode, though. We're going to have an introduction to planetary logistics. You guys will see how planetary logistics works, and you'll get a chance to understand the mechanics of that and why it's so awesome. Because trust me, it really is. And I should really grab a little bit more. Hey, cool. Polymer engineering is done. We're going to need to automate that, for sure. But I think the first thing I'm going to do next episode is planetary logistics, and then we'll automate the polymer engineering that we need so that we can get yellow research cubes going, so that we can unlock interplanetary logistics, and then we can get titanium and silicon flying between our planets automatically, which will be awesome. For now, though, I think it's wrapping up point. So Darwell20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time to get cracking on our first planetary logistics station. All right, take it easy.